really running the Manners initiative, which is, there's ISOC staff, but it's really made up of operators and experts. And through that process, they say, this thing is not ISOC. This is the Manners initiative. And so that's why it has its own individual, independent branding, because it's a community initiative. And let me just backtrack a little bit from there so that it makes sense. All those actions, right? The 4 actions we have on the Manners, and the actions we have on the Manners for IXP Partnership Program, the 5 actions on the Manners for IXP, were not developed by ISOC. This is the agreement of bringing operators, and they say, these are the actions we believe will help make the routing secure. So they're not ours. So from that approach, branding it as ISOC is not entirely accurate. It's a community thing. We are just sort of like a secretariat, if you will, for this initiative, but it has overall impact on the community. So, yeah.
If there is some operator that are supporting this initiative, do you have any fear that this operator could turn or give some standard in her own benefit?
No, because most of the actions of Manners that are being implemented are based on either standards or best practices. So it's, again, remember, all the actions are agreed by the community. So one operator, unless they have to collude with very many operators, which is very difficult. First, they're based on the internet standards or protocols, which is mostly BGP and others. Secondly, they have best practices, meaning many of the operators must agree on this is something is good to do, is important to do, and we can all do. A lot of them is they agree they can do it. It's possible to do it using current technology or technology that is currently under development. So it is not something that anyone can hijack. And again, the reason why it cannot be hijacked, because there has to be interoperability, meaning that it's not something that is specific to a vendor or a manufacturer. It is something that every other operator can actually implement regardless of what vendor or equipment or software or systems that they use. So a lot of this is agreed by the community of network operators and experts who are concerned about routing security.
I think just one last question before we move. Two last questions before we move to the breakout session. You know, we are running late. I don't want us to finish at 7 p.m. So, one man, add one. Now, so, then jump in. Just one minute, please.
I just want to say the following. I think we are covering quite a lot of issues. And perhaps the time might be right to focus on what we can do, a long list of things and 1 minute is not enough. So perhaps that's all I would say. Perhaps if there's a way we can say, look, there are 100 things to do, they're all good ideas, they're all worth doing, but how do we reduce them to what's doable?
Yeah, thank you, Mohamed. That's a good point, and that's why I share these canvas with you, so that each of you will go back with one thing to do, not 10, just one, to do related to one campaign. So that's why we will finalize that during the breakout session. So that one.
Je souhaiterais parler de la campagne concernant l'Internet des objets. Je sais que l'ISOC c'est que l'Online Trust Alliance, OTA, est devenue, c'est une organisation qui est devenue membre de l'ISOC il y a 2 ans, je crois. Et en fait, toute la campagne sur l'Internet des objets vient en fait à partir de ce partenariat qui a été conclu avec l'OTA. Maintenant, ma question, dans cette campagne, j'ai l'impression que OTA n'est pas présente. Ça veut dire que toute l'expertise OTA n'est pas présente. Je ne la vois pas suffisamment, en tout cas de mon côté. Et donc, ma question, c'est comment faire que toute l'expertise de l'OTA, de Online Trust Alliance, soit réellement utilisée pour la campagne, notre campagne. Et donc, les ressources, l'expertise qui se trouve au sein de cette organisation qui est maintenant une initiative ISOC, soit réellement utilisée par les chapitres. Voilà.
I'm not sure I understood the question.
I can try to answer and then you will add that.
Okay.
So what Radwan is asking is, where is OTA? We need their expertise. I don't see them. But what I can say is that we work closely with OTA. So you might not see them at the front, but my understanding is that our Internet Technology Department works very closely with them. So we might be the ones who are not advocating, but one reason maybe that you don't see them is that they are very much US based. So our work is to bring the international perspective. But Kevin, who works more closely with Internet Technology Department, can add to that.
Okay, so OTA, as of October 2017, the OTA as a freestanding organization was dissolved, and the majority of those assets were transferred to ISOC. So right now, the OTA is actually an initiative of ISOC. So in terms of reaching out to expertise from OTA, we have more or less, since our initiative, we have direct access to what OTA is doing. The document that you'll see there on IoT is one of the outputs of efforts coordinated by ISOC. So if you need expertise in a certain area of IoT, if we do not have it locally as within the staff, we definitely can reach out to the right people to help. I hope that answers the question.
So last question, jump in.
Ok, merci. Ma question s'adresse à David. Elle est relative aux formations qui sont en ligne actuellement, aux différentes formations qui sont en ligne actuellement. Donc, ma préoccupation, c'est le modèle qui est en ligne rencontre sur le terrain quelques difficultés. À notre niveau, par exemple, l'accès Internet. C'est-à-dire qu'on peut avoir un groupe de personnes qui veut bien suivre cette formation. On peut même identifier, par exemple, un groupe de parlementaires pour qu'ils suivent la formation, par exemple, sur la gouvernance d'Internet. Mais la difficulté serait au niveau de l'accès Internet. Voilà. Nous avons expérimenté la formation sur Linux l'année dernière, et justement la difficulté c'était d'amener les apprenants à se connecter et suivre progressivement les cours pendant une période. Alors donc, est-ce que, la question est la suivante, est-ce que on ne pourrait pas avoir un modèle qui consiste à avoir identifier les formateurs, par exemple au niveau des pays ou au niveau des chapitres, et que maintenant, si le chapitre, à un moment donné, dans son plan d'action, veut organiser une session, se connecte et puis organise la session, puisque le formateur sera déjà sur place. Voilà, donc un peu comme d'autres modèles de formation qu'on voit ailleurs, avec un formateur qui est là et puis on organise en temps opportun selon le plan d'action du chapitre.
Okay, Victor will Kevin, Kevin will answer, but well, these are resources that we give to chapters, or je vais parler en français. C'est des ressources qu'on donne à la communauté et nous sommes tout à fait ouverts à ce que la communauté l'utilise différemment en fonction de la situation. Et donc, on n'a pas de problème. S'il faut vous appuyer dans un sens ou dans un autre, on peut discuter. Nous sommes conscients que les réalités de chaque pays est différente, donc on est disponible pour discuter comment on peut améliorer. Mais je pense que Kevin has a word.
Yeah, I just want to what I said. So the materials we've provided online, what will allow us to scale in terms of the number of people who can train at a go. So the previous model was entirely face-to-face, whereby we would have to send an expert to a country, maybe pay for his accommodation and so on, for him to organize the training. But we noticed that we couldn't reach a big enough number of people at a go. So that's why we decided to take the stuff, most of the trainings online. But you can adjust your training to fit your needs. For example, in Sudan, the chapter there is using the online training materials, but they do organize their own face-to-face workshops when they need to. And this is run under the Sudan law, the SD law. So they use the online materials, but when needed, they identified, as you say, the community needs to meet face-to-face, and they do it. And I've received a similar request from the Ghana chapter, where they're saying, okay, we like the online stuff, but we'd also like to incorporate a bit of face-to-face. That's also very doable. And we're always happy to hear of improvements and suggestions to the courses. We constantly improve them and update them. So if there's a way that what we have can be improved to fit the chapter needs, do let us know. We'll be happy to integrate that into the training.
Just to add, I think Jean-Pierre's question, just for Kevin to react on that, was mostly on, we organized recently the training for moderators. And those moderators actually are only used by the Internet Society. And Jean-Pierre is asking if chapters can have their own moderator and be able to organize a session when they want, not relying on ISOC call for applications.
That's also very okay, and we have several chapters who have their own trainers. Like the trainer for Kenya chapter is here. It's Anthony. He runs his own training calendar. In Sudan, they are running their own. It's trainers from the chapter. In Togo, there is a French expert there. As in, we've tried to train as many moderators as possible. And if you have someone in your chapter who you'd like to manage the trainings, do get in touch with me, and we'll be happy to train them. Because that's also, it's a request we're getting a lot. And when we have a big enough group, let's say 5 people or so, we organize another online training, because to train the moderator on how to manage the track, how to use the ISOC content and so on. And that's why for the Africa region in particular, our online courses are provided via Moodle, the free open source software, because we found out many people have knowledge and expertise on Moodle. So if you're in the African region, if you have a Moodle expert, the same thing in Uganda, there's a Moodle expert from the chapter. Same thing in Nigeria, there's a Moodle expert who's also part of the chapter. And we're doing that. So if there's someone from Cameroon or any other chapter here, please get in touch with me and I'll be happy to organize a training for them. And then you can run your own training calendar, whatever fits your schedule.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. So now what I want us, the next exercise is to form 4 groups based on campaign. So all those who are interested on community networks campaign, and based on the canvas that I share with you, to put on your ideas of activity or project, or anything that you can do, a small activity that you can do to support each of the campaign. I want you to join other colleagues, share your ideas or idea of project or activity, get their feedback, and see how you can improve it. Can we do that exercise for 30 minutes? Then we stop for coffee break. Work for anyone? All right. So now, John, those who are interested in community networks can just stay this way, and then IoT will follow that side, and then internet governance, and lastly, manners will be here. When you are joining your respective groups, I can play the video, because I think this video can be an idea of activity that the chapter can do at the local level in order to have a kind of quick survey regarding the understanding of IoT at the local level.
How are the groups?
Is it an institute? On time? Innovation of data? Something with the computers, maybe? I would guess the eyes information technology. Oh, no, not ringing any bells at the moment. No idea. Is it an institute?
It's better to bring your stuff when joining your group, so that it's easy for the groups to
What he's saying is that he already has some place to start. The failure is there. So to correct the failure, they will go, we will go back and start organizing a workshop for them to brainstorm and see where these things in the mental. And from there, I think they will move on. So that was from yes.
Not only that, also
by saying, look guys, this is the great idea we have about community network. What do you think about this? So you float the idea and see where who are going to write that idea. So that is very important. I think we go back to that kind of analysis. Yeah, but is a question.
No, we don't do that.
So do you plan to, when this is successful, and maybe you collected data, do you think this is something you can able to scale up? Just like we are in actually we are trying to collect data because we are connecting schools and colleges. Two colleges, one college and one university. So we know how many students and staff of the school and colleges, but we want to look at that and how many particular citizens able to access yeah. So yeah, my photo is actually he's the brain behind project. So he's more authority than I am. So every time people call me, I will ask them you talk to them.